Hello, hello. Self care, making myself a priority. That is our subject for today. It is a very important subject. I am so glad and honored to be able to do this session because self care, it is time, it is necessary to make ourselves a priority. And that's what we're going to discuss on today. Understanding self care. What is self care? What actually is self care? Self care is what it was a pandemic, and at that point, everybody was trying to do self care, COVID 19. But as things evolved, we understand self care actually started many years ago, many years ago. And it reminds me of the time during the Black Panther time where Angela Davis and Erica Huggins started self care because they wanted the black community to be motivated to have good health, good physical health, and the black community, black what do they say? Black power to the people, power to the people. That's what they said. Self care. They wanted the people to be encouraged to take care of themselves for long life. But self care started. It actually became very popular with them as they pushed power to the people. But power for nutrition and to define what self care is, we need to understand that self care is important. And a lot of times that's the last thing we do is to realize the importance of self-care. We work outside of who we are on a regular basis without the importance of self. And we need to understand that we are important and we have to understand self-care is important. There's different types of self-care, physical. When I think about the physical component of self-care, I think about you only have one body and you are in charge of that one body, keeping it healthy. Physical self care means you must have activities for good health. You have to improve good health. You have to walk. You have to go to the gym. Regardless of what age you are, keep moving, keep moving. You must have physical um, opportunity for physical endurance so that you can have a stronger body. It doesn't matter how old you are because when you're physical, it improves your energy levels, your mood swings, it controls your blood sugar. It does a lot. But we don't take a self-care as important as it should be. It's also important on our physical is what we put in our bodies to eat. We should have spinach, kale, greens, avocado, brown rice and beans. Sometimes we don't care. We would rather have the fried chicken or the donut. But I'm telling you, if you care about yourself, you would do self care on a physical level also. It reminds me when you have a car. When you have a car and you need to, you'll go get new tires to make sure the car runs good. You'll make sure gas is in the car to make sure the car is running good. So that's what we have to do to our body. We have to make sure that we understand our overall health. I always say, know your numbers, meaning that I encourage you to have routine checkups to understand if there's any potential dangers or anything you should look into that you can address those easily because you only have one body and this one body you are in charge of. So when it comes to self-care, physical component is very important and it affects everything. Self-care, another component is emotional. The emotional is like you can have stress in your life that you're not dealing with. And if you have stress in your life, then that uh, takes you off balance. So for self-care, you have to manage your stress level. Understand that you can honor your feelings and what you feel about a thing, but how do you deal with it? What do you do? I talked to a group of people recently. Some of them have techniques of, they like the water wave. They like to listen to water. Some of them likes to listen to soothing music. Whatever it takes to reduce your stress. Some people like to journal. You can join community groups. You could do anything, but you have to understand that self-care emotionally is also a very important component of your self-care. And I want you to think positive because if you think positive, maybe that can reduce some of your stress levels. Another component is good mental health. Good mental health is so very important, as if all of the components that we're talking about today. I want to encourage you to have good mental health. And how do you have good mental health? Good mental health is about your mind, your intellect. Practice good mental health by, maybe learning new things. Try to do some things, experiment, do some challenges, do things differently that will encourage you to be involved mentally. And when you attach mentally, it motivates you if you're successful. And so, good mental health is very important. Learn new things, have hobbies, have challenges, set goals, and practice positive thinking, as we mentioned before. But set some goals. Understand that it's necessary for you to find out what makes you happy. What makes you in a good mental health? For me, it's when I throw something away and I'm fighting decluttering on a regular basis. When I throw something away that I felt I had to have, I'm encouraged and I feel like I accomplished a goal. And when I accomplish that goal, it motivates me to even do more. So it's very important that you maybe have hobbies or things that make you happy, because that will boost your confidence and it will just keep you positive with good mental health. So think of good hobbies, think of things that make you happy, if it's organization, anything that gives you good mental health. Add that into your self-care routine routinely, and you will really understand and be motivated by it. Another component is our spiritual and social life. That's crucial. It is just another crucial. I think all of these elements are crucial. I keep saying that because they are. You take each one of these and they kind of overlap on one another. If you don't maintain your physical, you can't take care of your emotional. If you're too emotional, then you haven't addressed your physical, because all of this can affect each other. So yeah, they intertwine with one another because that's part of self-care. So it's very important. And so self-care to socially is very important to maintain healthy relationships with people. Have a group of friends that you don't mind hanging out with, but yet try to establish ethical and professional boundaries to protect your energy level or whatever you're going to do. But don't always go into a negative environment expecting positive results. So I want to encourage you to enhance your spiritual life with self-care. The Bible said, "Love thy neighbor as thyself." So do some church activities, or volunteer or participate in some community activities. This can help you balance yourself in self-care, because we don't want you to be alone. We don't want you to be lonely. We want you to, at any age in your life, to communicate and network with other people and do something nice for somebody. When you send out positive vibes, it just comes back to you. And so foster a good sense of community and purpose, and understand that this is a very important component of self-care. And a lot of times we just don't pay attention, but we want to recap. I just want to recap these self-care components: physical, emotional, good mental health, spiritual, and social. Don't neglect any one of these. Make sure you take care of each one of these. As I said before, they do overlap. And because they overlap, you want to make sure that you've taken care of yourself. I wrote a book, and I'm just going to read an excerpt from the book. And in reading this book, it says, and I wrote it, of course, yay. Okay, but I'm still working on my self-care. I have not reached where I should be, and I'm working on it every single day. I work on my self-care. To care for yourself is not a selfish act. And you must realize, if you do not take care of your own needs, there will be consequences that could affect your life in the long run. So that's what I want you to know. It will affect your life. Self care is not selfish at all. Take care of yourself because it's your turn. And if it's raining outside, get an umbrella for yourself. It's your turn. Yeah, but it is your turn. Write a self care plan and use the goals, SMART goals, in your self care plan. And that means write achievable goals that you can reach, and make sure you reach those goals. And then when you look at those goals, then you get an update. Update your goals. Look back at your goals. See how well you did. Have you reached your goal? Have you and then write one on every one of those that we recap. Write a goal for your physical. Write a goal for your emotional and your good mental health and your spiritual and social. Then you have self care. And if you take care of yourself, then you can take care of others. But if you don't take care of yourself, you will be no good for anyone else. I want to encourage you that I truly, truly believe that God uses ordinary people for extraordinary things. And I believe that you have that extraordinary thing in you, but you haven't taken care. Thank you guys so very much. This is Dr. Yolanda Young Simmons. And if you want to contact me, feel free to email me at FNO training, that's TRAINING at gmail.com. FNO training at gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.